from the mid to lower back, just above the hip and the bottom of the rib, and insert all the way onto the front. My name's Josh, this is Ethan. Today we're going to run through a bench press, specifically how a lat has a function in 1, keeping our shoulder healthy, 2, helping our overall pressing power. So we'll run through the anatomy. So lat's going to originate from the mid to lower back, just above the hip and the bottom of the rib, and insert all the way onto the front, just in the front of his arm where his humerus is. Now specifically through motion, look to the side, your lat's going to have a function of pulling the arm back in. Insertion works to contract back towards the origin, then from the side, back into the midline of the body, insertion back to origin. Now when he's standing up, his insertion actually sits in front of his origin. However, when he's lying down, the insertion will actually situate behind. We're going to run through the cues for that to allow the lat to have a function in helping our pec, anterior delt, subscap, teres major, and help our overall pressing power and keeping the shoulder healthy. So what we're going to do to allow for the insertion to move back towards the origin for the lat, we're going to first create an arch. That's going to be our first cue. We're going to have 2 touch points to do that. First being the shoulder position, his upper trap is going to be his first touch point. Second is going to be his glute as well. To allow for the glute to have a touch point and to be a minimal touch point to increase this distance between the body and the bench, we're going to actually have Ethan to push through the front part of his toes. If he was powerlifting, he would have his heels down, but for the purpose of today, we'll keep him up. Pushing through that, allowing that leg drive to occur, increases that distance. If he keeps that locked in, we have a nice arch, as you can see under there. So what we're going to do next, our next cue is actually going to be around the bar path. We're going to allow it to move in an arc. So what Ethan's going to do is going to start with his fists in line with his eye level. Keeping this arch position, he's then going to pull in nice and tight for the top position on his chest. That creates a bit of an arc as he comes down, and then he's going to press back towards his eye level. Second to that, when he's actually holding the bar, he's going to pull it tightly, grip it tightly, expressing force through his grip. He's going to use the same cue as what we did with the lat and pull it in, the elbow into the 45-degree angle, keeping that lat nice and secure, arch nice and secure. Then it has a roll within pressing, and he'll press back towards the eyes. So what we're going to do to actually apply all our cues, Ethan's going to run through first, he has an arch. Second, he's going to keep the bar in line, he's going to pull in tightly to the top of his chest. And third, he's going to then press that bar back towards his eye level. So keep the arch, pull the bar in tightly, and then press back towards the eye level. Last one, arch, pull in tightly, press back towards the eyes, and rack. So that should explain all the cues to help you with your bench press. 1, keeping your shoulders safe, and 2, actually allowing us to express force powerfully. The last part of this, now that we have the physical cues, is we're going to put some psychological cues into there. So we're going to use imagery as a method to this. Basically, it's the practicing of a motor pattern within the mind. What Ethan's going to do first is remove any distractions around him and focus on his actual internal well-being. So putting headphones in, second to that, he's then going to focus on his breathing. So we'll take a deep breath in, imagine the breath coming in and then breathing out quite forcefully, just focusing on that internal movement. Lastly, while he does that, he's then going to imagine himself, or the cues we did prior, to picture doing them perfectly. Once he does that and repeats that into his head, he's then ready to lift, reducing anxiety within a comp setting or reducing anxiety within a max setting, max testing.